Yo, it's your boy on an off day. I'm back with another video. I thought I wanted to talk about this sort of topic, and just, sort of just relate to people, relate to myself, only because, it's something that I'm noticing. So there's probably other people out there that are noticing it as well, going through the same sort of thing. But today, the topic of this video is accepting change in life and knowing that it's hard. I feel like as we get older, it's sort of inevitable that life will get harder in terms of, everything that you have to do, from raising children to sort of working your way around, the job market, to relationships, to like health, like everything in life sort of just gets harder as you age. And I think that's completely normal. That's completely natural. It's one of those things that, it's inevitable. Like, you can't stop. But I do feel as though, with the rise of everything that we have now, like technology, just seeing how things are changing in terms of, how hard it is now to get a job, or how hard it is right now to get a relationship. There's a lot of people out there that are like, they're struggling, like, and it's like it's a common thing. Like, it's not just, this is like a one, like 1 in 10 people are probably feeling this. Like, nah, like it's probably like around 7 to 10 out of 10 people are probably going through some sort of like hardship in their life, so to say. And there's a lot of what's it called, sort of issues that people sort of don't address. Well, to be fair, actually, I'll take that back. They do address them, but it's not like anything can be done, which means that now the pressure and all the sort of emotional toil you're getting out of it is just feeding back to you. So like, it's now your responsibility to take control of your life. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of speak about, like, well, I'll talk about my personal experience, to be honest with you. So like, right now I'm in a position where, like, I have a good job. I'm able to do something that, ties into what I want to do in the future. But I'm noticing that life is getting hard. And one thing that I'm realizing is I feel as though I may have taken on too much responsibility too early. So now I don't really want to, like, I feel as though I don't want to miss out on trying to at least, run a business or pursue my dreams. I think one good thing about my position is that I was able to get here quickly. So even if I was to sort of fall back on just doing something like not working, for example, or just pursuing my dreams, like, I could do that, but it's just that I don't have enough time, because the time that I had before was spent, working towards what I have now. But I just feel as though, like, there is no structural blueprint for how to do this. And whoever's in their 20s sort of watching this video is probably going through the same thing, where you're just like, you're on the internet, you're just seeing people, live this like extravagant life, and then you're just wishing, like, damn, like, I want to do that. Like, but there's just so many things sort of holding me back. And it's something that I'm going through, something that I'm battling through. And I've had conversations with myself in my head, like, if I do leave this job, or if I do this and pursue this, then, is that the best decision to make at this moment? Or do I wait? But you know, the caveat to wait, the caveat to waiting is that obviously time is finite, so it's gonna run out, and you want to sort of pursue what you want to do now while you're in your 20s. But yeah, I mean, I'm privileged enough to have like a good family to sort of say, you know, like do this or don't do that, or you know, you're on the right track or you're off the right track or you're off the track. So I feel like if you have someone that's near you, or you know someone that you can trust or you look to as a mentor, that could be like a family member, that could be like anybody. But if you have that someone, then you know, just talk to them, sort of see what they do. Another piece of advice as well is just talk to people that are older than you. I feel like so many people in this generation just listen to each other. For example, like, it's kind of contradictory, like how you're listening to me now. I mean, if you're younger than me and you're listening to me, then cool. But if you're the same age and you're listening to me, then most likely we're probably going through the same thing. So although we can learn from each other, we can't learn as much as we could if we were to talk to someone that was older than us, because the person that was older than us would have way more experience, and so they can tell you exactly what you need to do. And they can also share their experiences at that time and where they went wrong or where they went right. So it's just a matter of like talking to people with experience. And you know, people might say like, oh, but the times were different, you know, I can't really talk to someone older because they don't understand what I'm going through. But in like the grand scheme of things, like I don't feel like you know, things don't change much. Like the, how do I put this into words? You know, we're living in a different time where we have like technology, and we have like we have smartphones and all that stuff. And you know, maybe people that were older, they didn't have that, so you know, their perception of life is a bit different. But like the fundamentals of, like, I would say human emotion and what people go through is always just going to be the same, because at the end of the day, you know, whether you lived in the 1960s or you know, you was born in like 2004, like at the end of the day, everyone is going to age, and so everyone goes through that cycle of life. And just listening to people that are older than you speak from experience and tell you where they are, or where they were at your age, and you know what they did, you know, it's still valuable information, because as I said, like it's the cycle of life. A lot of people, a lot of emotions, they're not really gonna change. I feel like a good way to put this is like I know, actually, I was gonna say something, but I don't know if that I don't know if that would have been the right way to say it. But I'm presuming like you get the gist of what I'm saying. But yeah, life is hard, man, and I feel like I learned that sort of early, just growing up where I grew up and just being around the people that I was with, and also just learning from like my parents' decisions when they were my age, my grandparents' decisions when they were their age, and you know, reflecting on how they've seen the world change, sort of thing. So I feel like, you know, there's a lot of people that sort of stress, including myself, that are just like, damn, I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But all you have to understand is you're feeling all of that stuff in the present moment, and you know, that stuff is gonna fade, and eventually you're probably gonna get to where you want to get to in the end, because a lot of people do. Like, it's not like everyone in the world is like homeless or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are getting by, like, so you will be fine, like, sort of thing. But you know, like, yeah, life is hard. Like, you just have to take it how it is, to be honest. And I feel like the sooner you accept that, then, you know, the harder, or not the harder, but you know, you'll get to grips with you know, what to do and how to move. And yeah, that's really about it, to be honest. Like, you just gotta keep going there. You can't really stop, because, you know, there is no reason to stop. I feel like if you stop, you sort of just quit. And like I spoke to my nan yesterday, and it was about a situation I had at work and stuff, and then she was just telling me, like, you know, you've come all this way, sort of, there's no point in quitting now, because, you know, what does that show? It just shows like you can't follow through. And so yeah, that's why I'm so thankful that I have that sort of foundation of people around me that are just like always picking me up. But you know, that it's not, one thing that I am noticing is that they're not always going to be around as well. So you need to sort of like gain that skill of just motivating yourself, and that is the hard part. Like that in itself will separate someone who is successful and someone just who isn't successful. Because you need to have that self-motivation. Like, you need to be able to pick yourself up when you're down, and just like remain consistent. I feel like that's the main thing. Like, everyone's gonna go through highs and lows, but it's just about taking it how it is, and just learning along the way. And just remaining consistent in what you do. If you have dreams, then, you know, pursue them. But yeah, life is hard. Life is hard, and I feel like, you know, I'm accepting it now, just because it is what it is. I feel like at the age of, I want to say, 16 to 17, I sort of saw the reality of life, but it kind of took real effect in my 20s, like when I was like 21. I'm 24 now, so I'm still not old, like, but I noticed like a real shift in how I was, like how I moved, how my brain operated. Like I just changed, to be honest, and it was because I started to see things that sort of didn't align with, you know, how you perceive life or how you expect life to be. But yeah, it's hard. All those people that you see at the top, you know, you're probably thinking like, wow, they have it easy. But, you know, even them, their life is probably hard, because think about it. If you was to get rich, or, you know, you was to become wealthy, and you have a family, and, you know, let's just say in the instance that you're famous, you know, that gets way more harder, because you now have to figure out how you're going to maintain your money, how you're going to look after your family, like how you're going to make sure that they're safe from all the people in the world that know you. Like, how are you going to maintain your image? How are you going to maintain your brand? Like, what happens if this goes wrong? What happens if that goes wrong and people look at you like this, and then people look at you like that? Like, you got to think about like your health, your mental health. Like, that is way more stress than, you know, I don't want to say it's way more stress than like a person who's homeless, but I would say they're very like equal, because you're either really high on the graph, or you're really low on the graph. And I think I've done a video about this before. Like, if you're in the middle, I feel as though it's a bit different. But when you're at your peak or you're at your low, it sort of equates, because, you know, although it's different, you're still going through the same amount of like stress, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but yeah, like, you know, the person at the top goes through a lot, the person at the bottom goes through a lot, put it like that. So it gets hard. It gets hard. Yeah. Even like I know this is like sort of off topic, but just seeing how even the world is changing and the weather, everything is sort of just reacting with each other. Like, you only get out what you put in. And I feel like that's how the earth is operating at this point. Like, you know, the earth is getting warmer. And that's only because we're putting in like bad fumes, you know, we're using a lot of these, you know, things that we shouldn't be using naturally, inorganically, whereas they should be organic. And the world is just reacting to that. And, you know, at this present moment, that's sort of how you're reacting to the feedback that you're receiving. Like right now, like if you're sort of looking at yourself like, shit, like I can't do this, like life is hard, and I'm not sure what to do, I can't seem to accept this, then, you know, that's just how you're feeling at that current moment. But you should never base your whole life around or you should never base your life and think this is how it's gonna be, you know, forever. Like, it's not. Like, you're just living in the present moment. You're just reacting to what you're seeing around you, sort of taking it in. Yeah, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Like, just keep going, to be honest. I feel like when you do hit that part of your life where you just accepted that this is how it is, then that's really when you make the most success. Like, because now you're focused. Like, you're not blinded anymore by all the bullshit. Like, you're really like dedicated to, you know, doing what you need to do. But yeah, I'm gonna end it there. It's your boy on an off day. If you got any sort of value from this video, just hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day, depending on when I'm when I'm gonna upload this. But yeah, it's your boy on an off day. I'm out. Peace.